Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Yo, welcome back to another episode of the Immigrant Section. It's your boy Abbas Wahab saying howdy. Thank you for tuning in for another banger episode. I got one of my boys with me today here in the studio. Funny motherfucking comedian here in Toronto. My guy, Faraz Niafata. What are you saying, homie?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this side, okay, of the Immigrant Section. Dude, I love the table. I love the plant. I love everything. I'm still taking in this room.
Thank you. Yeah, for the viewers, you've noticed new table. I got a plant to my right. I actually got a plant to be next to you too, like for the shot. But my girl was like, "Oh no, this is good plant. Did this go in bedroom?" She doesn't even have an accent. I don't know why I said that, but she took it. She robbed that shit. I'm like, leave the money tree on my side. I need this money tree. But yeah, bro, we got air purifying efforts in here. We got a brown table. We had a black table before, so. Look at that. This is very nice, immigrant section-y.
This is very nice. This is where you sign the documents to enter Canada on this tinge, this color table.
Exactly. When can I drive Uber? Well, brother, you...
Oh, they're ready.
Yeah, exactly. Ready. You misunderstand. You just filled out Uber paperwork.
Oh, they love that. Yeah. You come in with your degree and they look at it and they're like, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, you studied? Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah. Have fun at Taco Bell.
I had a whole bit about that, how like a foreign degree in Canada is like a fake ID at a club. Like you can come in with it, but you can't do shit in the club. Like, hey, it's like, how old are you? I'm 25. It's like, yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Even if you like some countries, the universities change because of like there's like now a new dictatorship. So like even in Iran, they had universities, and then revolution hits, and then they change all the names. So if you studied at that university, you know
it no longer exists.
They're like, how do we look this up? There's no website. They're like, it's called something new now.
So you have to put like Tehran Institute, formerly known as Tehran Double Institute or some shit like that.
Yeah, like it's what's happened. Like I went to Ryerson, so that might happen to me. Like they're going to change the name to like, sovereignty of whatever, like saving the baby seal. Like they're going to change the name, and I'm going to have to change my...
Formerly known as Ryerson.
Because he did something bad. I don't even pay attention. They ripped that statue down quite aggressively.
Who is... You know what? That's one of those guys. I don't even know. Ryerson is a school here in Toronto. Who is that? I know, like, I went to Cartier, and I know that used to be a prime minister.
Yeah.
I know like Terry Fox. I know like some of the Canadian icons. I don't know who the fuck Ryerson is. Who's Ryerson? I'll Google him right now, but I want to see if you know.
I think I just think he was like a...
Hey, bring the mic just a little closer, by the way.
I feel like he was like a landlord. And then he was just like your landlord or anybody's landlord, my landlord. He's just like a landlord, and they're like, because you are just... No, he was something with education.
You bailed on that.
Well, because it's coming back to me. It's like he might have founded the... I want to say like public schools. No, it's not. It's none of those things. He was probably a chef. He was probably a really good chef. And they were like, yo, Ryerson, yeah, makes good eggs. And then they made a statue. They named the school. And then they realized that he did something not so great. And they're like, change everything now.
But that's everybody. What if, imagine people found out that fucking Terry Fox. One sec. Test. Oh, I had your volume. I had your gain up. It's mismatched. I need to update this, but
that's all good.
Fix this, and I'll reduce this because that's mine. I don't need that to be that loud, but yours needs to be. Let me hear you talk a little now.
Well,
beautiful, bro. Okay. Someone got white person just got a fucking sweat formed on their brow, and I know the volume is good now.
Well, that was on Friday at Absolute. They hand you this mic that's like wireless.
Yeah.
And they're like, you got to switch it on, and then you can start talking. And I'm like, oh, like this. And I was like, I faked that I switched it on, and I was like, Allah. And the guy's like, what the fuck? Don't do that.
He's like, I told you, a lot of this crowd is older.
It's Yonge and Eglinton. Yeah, relax. Yeah, that's like the, that's the Home Sense neighborhood. That's the winners.
By the way, shout out to you for telling me about the Veil Colin. I got a spot tonight.
Call them, yeah, man.
Thanks.
Yeah,
that was all you, bro. That was all you.
Always call them.
You know what's funny? There's a couple comedians who, a comedian just recently came up to me yesterday. They're like, she's like, "Are you applying to like Winnipeg?" You know what I mean? But, like
This month, yeah,
November 30th, the submission
yeah.
ends. Yeah, shout out Toronto Comics. But it's like nobody says these things. It's like the community. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, we're a community, but it's the most hush hush thing I've ever been in my life. Where it's like people won't tell you shit. People like everyone's like, man, in comics we watch each other's back. No, we don't watch each other. We don't watch each other's shit.
No,
you know?
No, we're not.
So fake.
We're not a unit. This isn't 300, you know, where we make that shield wall and everybody, you know, we scatter and then it's fine. I mean, but yeah, like things like that. Also, it's very specific. Did you read the requirements?
I did.
Yeah.
It's kind of they're like
don't date yourself with the material. It's like, well, great.
they're like, yeah, this will air next year.
Yeah,
so
sometime
no topical
in the future.
stuff.
Yeah, don't do anything weird. Let's figure out what this Ryerson guy did because now that's gonna bug me. I graduated there and I have no idea. I'm like, I saw his statue once or twice. I didn't even know it was Egerton. I thought it was Egerton.
What's his first name?
Egerton. Egerton Ryerson.
Okay, here we go. Oh, and it's one of those drawn images that looks very slave ownery.
Fuck yeah.
Very slave ownery.
He looks like Beethoven.
Was a Canadian educator and Methodist minister who was a prominent contributor to the design of the Canadian public school system.
Yeah,
he was one of like the first guys to be like, they sit and then eventually they do social studies in grade 6. Thank you, Ryerson.
So what's the Methodist?
I don't even know. Let me click it. It's a link. So perfect.
Man.
Methodist, also called the Methodist movement, is a group of historically related denominations of Protestant Christianity, which derive. I'm so proud of myself that I said Protestant Christianity. I'm sweating. You know, whenever you're reading on air, you're like, nail these, you fucking loser. Which derive their doctrine of practice and belief from the life and teachings of John Wesley, George Whitefield, and John. So just the most white.
Yeah, so a cult, basically.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
a sweet cult. Okay.
Look at this picture.
And that guy made our.
That's
they all
the
have that
picture
same
on
haircut.
Wikipedia for Methodist
The
right there.
Same haircut.
Old style English fucking judge looking dude.
This is the part of the AGO I just walk right through.
Yeah,
like, these paintings, I'm
exactly.
like,
All that Toronto stuff. You got to stop for the group of 7, right?
I can't look at any of that stuff. Like any of these, like, you know, guys with wigs. No thanks. Not for me.
Canada doesn't have anything right now. Actually, we're in the time where Canadians are like, I forgot who was saying this, but like we are running, like popular media is run by Canadians, you know, on the pop front, Bieber, on the rap front, Drake, on like the fucking R&B, The Weeknd, right? It's like
even content creation. There's some good stuff.
Huge. I'm saying in 100 years, the things in the museums for Canada then will be like our museum stuff for Canada is gonna be so sick. Right now we got like the group of 7, Terry Fox, and like
it's loose. Yeah, I went to the Bata Shoe Museum and
the what?
The Bata Shoe Museum, shoe museum on Bloor. They have Drake's shoes there already. They
From
have,
like 6 weeks ago, they still smell like athlete's foot.
Yeah, no, it's like around the first tour he went on, he just like decided he would like honor the museum with a pair of his shoes, and they have it there. There's like a small section. It's like right as you're going up the stairs to go take a dump, like by the bathrooms. It's there now, but they'll move it to the main area.
Yeah, exactly. So, Drake is there. It's like someone told him, you know, they got your shoes next to the bathroom.
He'd lose his mind.
Drizzy, yeah.
I think they're really out there shoes. They're like shiny. There's like diamond on them or some.
They're like fucking rock star shoes. Shoes regular people can't get away with. You know,
some Mick Jagger shoe. It's rough. Yeah, and there's like, I feel like there was some other. I feel like they have like Cher's high heels there too, like something really loose like that.
Are these all people who had like shoe malfunctions in Toronto in the concerts? Exactly.
That's not even it.
Cher left her shoes.
Yeah.
No. We call the Guild of Shoes of whatever the fuck. The Ontario Guild of Rockstar Shoes.
Oh, they straight up went to like Value Village and they're like, we could pass any of this for anything. Yeah, we'll just write a little, as long as you type it up and put it in the glass, people will buy it. That's
people love athletes because I forget who, but it might maybe Jordan, one of these guys, like ending a game and then like taking his shoes off and giving them to a kid.
Yeah.
And a kid is like almost going to cry. Could you imagine you just did 4 quarters in these fucking shoes and you took them off like,
smell this.
These are for you.
Yeah.
He's like, ugh.
Yeah, yeah, he just puts them on.
Yeah, exactly. The musk of greatness.
Oh, man. They would do that. These days, you can't do anything. because it's like, where's your mask? Where's your whatever? This is unsanitary. Don't hand me your shoes. Are you crazy? But come on, when you were a kid, like, I don't think I started washing my hands till I was like 15. Like, I don't even think I did any like hand sanitizer.
I didn't shower. I wouldn't. I didn't use to shower for like literally weeks.
Yeah.
I would wash my hair in the sink.
Yeah.
Just so because the hair gets so greasy.
The sink shower, yeah, man.
Yeah, I don't know what is it when you're a kid where it's like you're so. What is it about that shower? It's like it's so obligatory that you like. Is it your form of anarchy or like?
No, you're
because
still
the shower is
going,
the best. As an adult, it
it's nice.
switches where it's the best thing in the world.
Every
is the
day,
shower.
yeah.
The best.
I don't know. No, because you're still in La La Land. You're still like going on quests in your neighborhood on bike rides. You're not thinking about the maintenance part. That's why you have to stop kids and be like, you need to eat. Like parents are like, you didn't eat today. They're just like, oh.
He's like, I had a Jolly Rancher 3 hours ago. I'm good.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
I'm good.
But then they, crash, right? Because they didn't eat. And then it's always something that they'll want to eat. Chicken nuggets, hamburgers. Like, and then you grow up and you're like, I can't do this. Like if I eat another burger from Wendy's, I'll die. I can't eat that shit anymore.
On that note, I'm super into Wendy's right now. For some, I'm not eating it every day.
They got new fries.
Yeah. Oh, Wendy's fries are on point. Like ever since this chicken sandwich war came about, everyone's Pizza dropped a chicken sandwich. You see this? It's fucking disgusting. Pizza.
Yeah.
But Wendy's has a really underrated chicken sandwich that's been on like the map for a minute. Like, I've been like a McDonald's guy. I was never really a Wendy's guy. And then my one buddy's like, bro, chicken sandwich at Wendy's, man.
It's solid.
I had it. I'm like, the fries are solid. They don't have Pepsi products. They have Coke. So I'll get a Coke. Bro,
that's
I'm like,
great.
I hate when they have Pepsi products. He's like, okay, I'll get a fucking Barks.
What kind? Yeah. What kind of place is this? Yeah, Pizza Hut's like that. You walk in, you're like, I don't want any.
We
of
have
these
Pepsi
drinks.
products.
Yeah, my Dr Pepper's all right.
Yeah, no. That's when they have Pepsi products, I go Dr Pepper.
You go Dr Pepper, 23 flavors. I haven't had the fries yet at Wendy's. I just heard it's good. Everyone's like the recipe. It's like I don't know.
It's not worth it to go out of your way for these fries, but they're good. They're good
better.
fries, right? I mean, Harvey's has good fries. I don't know if you had Chick-fil-A yet.
I have.
Those waffle fries at Chick-fil-A.
I went when like people were protesting at the very, very, very beginning.
That makes it taste so much better.
They're just like I don't know, because they're church.
Yeah, they don't like endorse the gays. They have nothing like. It's not like they're gay bashing or anything like that. They're just like, we're a church organization and we have Christian values and blah blah blah, homosexuality this, we're not open on Sundays that.
And people are like, well, how's the chicken? Yeah,
it's like incredible.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay.
Well, I mean, they don't have anything but chicken. It's just eggs and chicken, right? They have egg sandwiches in the morning, and then I got breakfast there once when I was working in film.
Yeah,
like one of those 6 a.m. call times. Pick someone up from a hotel.
Yeah. You were doing the shuttle service?
Holy fuck,
dude!
man.
Talk to me about that. Jam Easy was doing that for a minute. It's good money.
Yeah, but it's long hours and it's just brutal. It is like slavery. It feels like
absolutely. And I was in those shuttles a couple of times, once with a celebrity, and I noticed no one talks to the shuttle driver.
No.
It's such a hierarchy thing. I wanted to shoot the shit, but these guys were like, they had the silence thing going where I was like, man, I remember just thinking, man, fuck this shuttle driver's life, bro. Imagine all these people in the back just pulling rank, like, and I bet you if you say anything, they're just like, sorry, what was that? Like
no, I was driving those SUVs around, picking up these like directors and blah blah blahs and taking them to run errands. So like
literally like dry cleaning and shit.
Yeah, they'd be like, stop here, we need to get balloons because it's boss
a producer's
day.
birthday.
No, it's like a happy boss day, or like they just make shit up, and it's like we want to surprise one of the bosses. So when she goes to her hotel room later after set, she'll be like, oh, you guys did up my room. Like I would go on these kind of missions with other PAs.
Like you'd be in her room setting up balloons?
Yeah, like I didn't even know what I was doing. I just throw everything on the ground. And
she's like, when do you guys do this? It's like, oh, it was the 16 hours you were on set. Oh, then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it's just constant. And then whenever you'd hear the radio go off, you're like, oh my God, here it comes. All available PAs to the production office, and you get there and you're like, what is it this time?
Oh, this is all hands on deck for some bullshit.
Yeah, let's go to IKEA and drop like $10,000 on carpets because it's cold in the warehouse that we're filming in, and we need to carpet this place. And you're like, what?
The set, the things that happen on set blow my mind because it's brutal. Like, it goes to show you the lack of planning to a level you've never even seen. Sometimes like that. It's like they knew the temperature. they knew the magnitude of the production, and they were just like, okay, all right, I guess we need to insulate the floor right now. I mean,
They just don't. They don't plan. Man, it's because they have like 6 days to shoot everything, and they fall behind on like the first or second day, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna do like 24-hour days."
Yeah, we're compressing everything. I hate and there's no more disrespect than there is for the whole dynamic of this industry is like we'll get an actor, like we will take our sweet time developing everything. But when it comes to casting, I'll get an email, be like, "This is due in 24 hours."
Yeah.
And it's like they casted, let's say, the names they need, and everybody else, they have no respect for them because they're like, these actors are a dime a dozen and they're desperate for work. We can give them, I could give an actor, like, honestly, send them an email and be like, this is due in 4 hours. And you would be shocked.
The backflips they'll do, yeah.
You would be shocked the percentage of people that would submit that audition in that 4 hours.
Easily. They'll do anything.
Anything. I fucking hate this shit. It's like, yeah, we've been planning this for months, but we need you to go now. And then your COVID test then. And then you're this then. It's like
whatever it takes, yeah. They asked me to be a background in some commercial for Planet Fitness in Barrie. And there's all these extra, like, we'll toss you an extra $100 to get up there. But it was like, you got to come here at 4 a.m. because the gym is closed and we're going to shoot until like the gym opens or something. And then you have to stay, and then you do this again that night. And I was like, no.
Yeah.
And they're like, you're off. They kicked me off the roster because
like, you don't want it enough.
Yeah, you don't want it enough. And I'm like, well, fuck you. I don't care.
Fuck that. I had Edward Kim on the other day. We were talking about all the bullshit of extra life because he got me into extra work. I would do extra work. Extra work is purely renting your time. There's no other thing in the world that is just renting your time.
You just sit there.
And it's like a refugee camp.
If your face is in the shot, then maybe it gets interesting. Maybe the director comes and they're like,
but they never do that. I've been an extra so many times, and I have never seen that thing where it's like, if you're great, then you could be discovered. The thing I have never been on a set where the director's like, what's his name?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's never. That's nonsense.
That's like a movie scenario where like, who's that guy? Bring him up. Let's make him principal and give him 8 times what he makes.
No, it's more like, who is this guy? Is he here? Check his papers again. This immigrant, immigrant section.
We need to make sure these people don't speak because if you speak, that's a talking line. That's different pay. So
exactly, and also you
cannot talk. No sounds.
But you can't get directions from one of the main directors. Because that changes things.
That makes you a principal or some shit?
And it changes the dynamic of like your day there. Because you got directions from a director that's higher up the chain. If the 4th director comes and says, do this.
Like the second AD or something.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right? You get briefed by like random people. But if the director came over to the extras and talked to you specifically, I remember being on sets and like some of the guys would go and try to talk to the director because they're like, he talked to me. And then they'd tell their agent. And they'd be like, this happened, so you got to try to push to get me a different day rate. And it's like, well, fuck this world.
I told Edward this story where I was a slave.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking cotton picking show, American Gods.
Oh, wow.
So they have like 20 black people dressed up as slaves.
Oh,
one guy had lash marks on the back with makeup.
They're still making shit like this.
Yeah, we're all just on standby in a room, like on our phones, on Instagram. And these white people, white AD would come in. All right, we need 4 more.
Yeah.
And at one point, they would just like be like, we need 4 slaves for this scene because we have to keep alternating the shot.
No.
But at one point, they come in asking if someone can cry on command. And an old black guy was like, that sounds like a special talent to me. And they're like, because that's a different day rate.
It is, yeah.
And then the guy was like
they know,
okay,
yeah,
they're not cooperating. And he leaves, and literally the black guy was like, I ain't crying for free shit. I was like, yo.
That's great. That's fucking great.
We're all dressed as slaves.
That's great.
I ain't crying for free shit.
But he knows his rights. That guy's been around. These
are veteran extra people that know the game.
Yeah, they know the game.
They want some young gung-ho guy to be like, I can cry.
I'll do anything. Yeah.
Exactly.
Backflips.
Good. Come here. Cry.
I know.
You should be getting twice the rate, but you don't know that. Come on, come back.
It's so brutal. I mean, and Edward too. He was so good on set. It was so funny. Did he ever tell you?
You were on set with him?
A couple times, yeah. Did you ever hear that story he was talking about? Like he would do this in his act, so this isn't like a secret, but he was like talking about how he hooked up with some black chick that her nipples tasted like vinegar, but he couldn't say vinegar. He kept saying vinegar, and the audience would just lose their minds because he's trying his hardest to say vinegar and he can't, or for whatever reason. And
it's tough.
And he'd be like, "It tastes like vinegar. I like it." And he would just like start to explore that.
He's
I'm like,
dating that black chick now, by the way.
Is he?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're great. I haven't
That's
met her,
so
but it's
good.
like it was
just-
love at first titty suck. You
Oh
know?
my God. Yeah. Just the way he's like, and I'm on the couch and I'm just drinking this vinegar. And I'm like, what? He's doing this like at a show and people are like, oh my God, it's so funny.
Dude, it's fucking crazy now. Hey, yo, you know what's funny? The whole internet hates Will Smith. Have you noticed that?
Yeah. They're that because of Jada and whatever, right?
Yeah, but like Will Smith is one of those guys that was across the board loved. He was like America's Terry Fox with two legs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
he was the guy.
He didn't run anywhere, but
Yeah.
but it's so funny how quickly pop culture loves to rip a motherfucker they love.
Yeah.
Like if they have dirt on Leonardo DiCaprio,
They'll
it'll
hide
be a
it.
month,
They'll
2
bury
months of
it.
every
No.
meme, everything, as long as they are high up, Denzel Washington, they'd love to rip him apart. You know what I mean? Like Leonardo, anybody.
They would love to, but
Clooney.
it doesn't happen.
Yeah, those guys
They
are
tried
like,
Morgan Freeman, remember? They tried a little bit, and then it just kind of went away. And he also was like,
he
I'm
pushed
ready
a girl's
to retire.
head down during a date in 1973.
Well, yeah, it's
This
still
man-
bad, but
Yeah.
it's like, well, I don't know. They're digging stuff up. I find that, but man, even look, like Alec Baldwin, right? Killed someone.
Yeah, that's not
Is
on
he
him,
done?
I don't think.
I know,
No,
but he's not done, right?
He's not done.
But he,
You can't put that on the guy. I don't think that was negligence on his part at all, because I was listening to a lot of people that are like veteran, like a lot of podcasts I listen to with veteran actors, active comedians like Joey Diaz. He was talking about like, for the most part, this was a low budget movie.
Yeah, it was terrible.
It was a super low budget movie.
Shit movie.
And
They didn't
the
finish it.
industry is so fucking shitty, so desperate. All these producers are so fucking desperate to just drive the cost of production down so they can net the most themselves.
Yeah,
That
of course.
they had live ammunition on set. Nothing is done live ammunition anymore. It's all done in post.
I
the
heard they
shots
had
are
near
all-
misses a bunch. They had like 4 or 5 incidents on that set already.
People did a walk off apparently that morning.
Mm-hmm.
Like people were like saying like, let's get the fuck off this set. Like
I heard that they were shooting targets in between shots, like in between filming, because they were like bored. And they're just like, they brought real guns. They're in like New Mexico or whatever in the desert, and they're just shooting like beer bottles or whatever they were shooting at. And then those guns somehow made it onto set, and he just,
and you know what got shot was the DP.
I know. And it
That's
went,
like, I thought it was like some person got shot, like an actor.
no.
So the DP got shot. I'm assuming.
And it went through her and hit someone else.
No, you're kidding.
Yeah, the bullets went through her and
It was
hit
like hollow points? What the fuck?
Well, it was point blank. Like he just pointed the gun, and it's to make it seem like you're
Oh,
shooting
into the camera.
Yeah,
And it just killed
and
her.
it was just live rounds. It just
and it hit someone else.
who was standing behind her.
And
yeah.
that they didn't die.
No, it was like in the shoulder.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Imagine a DP just gets. That's fucked. And I bet you know that probably was like you hope to God that stopped the production. But you know, they're like,
yeah.
we need a new DP. You just see a new casting call for a new
Fucking
DP.
Rust come into a
Wasn't
theater
this where the
near
lady
you.
just got shot? Yeah, they're using blanks now. So don't even worry about it.
Brutal. Yeah, it's like the Western James Bond shit movie, that B movie straight to DVD. But they, they got Alec Baldwin. They're like,
they didn't
here.
want to pay for all that CGI of bullets and sound and someone doing it in post.
So
That's
someone
fucking
died.
stupid. Yeah, someone
Died for a 3 out of 10 movie.
I know, with Alec Baldwin. Oh God, Alec
The worst.
Baldwin.
I don't know.
The biggest piece of shit of all time. Supposed to be the most difficult guy. Like,
Is
if there's some sort of production where it's like I could get booked and Alec Baldwin's in it. Hey, what's going on, bro?
Yeah.
I'm in the trailer next door.
I'm your boy, yeah.
So imagine being in a movie
You dab
or
him up.
anything with Alec Baldwin right now. I'd be like, ugh.
I know.
I'd just be like, I'm keep my eye on you. You know
Oh
what I
my
mean?
God.
Not turning my back on
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
I'm fucking with you. Imagine.
Is he?
Fucking with ya.
Is he?
He could probably sue. He could probably sue.
He will. He
Yeah,
will.
I'm sure he will.
He has to. He's
Yeah.
like, whoever handed me this gun is done.
Yeah. Well, even we'll sue the insurance that's on set. It can't be any single person. Like, you know how it goes. It goes to the insurance of
The
liability
corporation.
insurance.
Yeah,
exactly.
No one ever actually pays. It just comes from somewhere else.
It comes, and then maybe the
insurance.
the safety manager who signed off on whatever gets dinged. Some person that was never like on set, they just signed something from an office.
Yeah, it'll
They're
be
indicted.
messy. It'll
Yeah.
be messy. Is he the father of Haley Baldwin or Bieber or whatever, like Justin Bieber's, or is that his brother that busted that nut and made this Haley?
I have no idea.
Person.
Oh, like the lesser talented Baldwins.
Yeah,
Let's
like
see.
the forgotten brother.
Justin, is he married to this chick?
Yeah,
Justin Bieber's wife's dad.
that's a good way to Google it.
Stephen Baldwin. It's the
other
lesser
one.
talented, the alcoholic looking
Oh
motherfucker.
man, yeah, the Kennedy.
That's a jowl looking face.
Look
Yeah,
at him.
god damn.
that guy
man.
drinks and drives always.
You could tell. Oh,
Yeah.
DUIs.
Like golf carts.
Yeah, drinking and
On the
driving is one of
beach.
those things that you could just totally do as a celebrity.
For sure, they'd be like,
They
I didn't
all
see
have.
nothing.
They all have them.
They
You
get
know,
off. They get off. Caitlyn Jenner
killed a
just
person.
murked somebody on the PCH on the Pacific
Erased
Coast.
from
Yeah.
like the
They're
public
like,
eye.
"Oopsies." Yeah.
They're like recently transitioned. Actually, this was before the transition.
Yeah.
They're like
Bruce.
sometimes some of our favorite people in society make mistakes too. You know,
Yeah, they tried to pitch it, but then
she
they
became a woman right after that.
and they made that documentary, which was actually good. I don't know if you saw it, the
No.
Caitlyn Jenner one.
It's good.
It's just about how Bruce worked so hard to get to where he got for that
Like as far as an athlete or
Olympics.
as a woman.
as a athlete. The transitioning stuff they don't really talk about too much.
Gotcha.
They're mostly like how he was hard on himself, how there was a Russian there's like a Soviet element to like America versus
It's like Rocky
Russia.
IV or some
Yeah,
shit like
they're
that?
trying to build it up. They were trying to build it up in that documentary as like this is like a triumphant moment for America because the first time those two met head to head, I don't even remember what the Russian athlete's name is,
He was like
But-
the counterpart.
but Bruce got like he was like almost dead last or something in that contest in
Yeah.
that whatever, and then the decathlon, and then he just over the years just grinded and got better at every single aspect of that competition because there's like many elements to it.
Was he a sprinter?
I know he was just like a all around athlete, like he was just like a track.
He was beating
athlete.
black people.
He was fast and he was strong, but he got faster and stronger. Like it was incredible. And then he just got better and better. Watch it. It's not bad. Watch it with an open mind.
Look, Caitlyn Jenner, original name Bruce Jenner, American decathlete. What is that?
Yeah, someone who competes in the decathlon.
What's a decathlon again?
So there's hurdles, there's sprinting, there's shot put, there's javelin, there's like,
Do they do them all? Or?
They do all of them.
Oh shit!
They're
what
like
the fuck?
super athletes.
Who won a gold medal in 1976 Olympic Games in Montreal. Shout out to Montreal. With a then
Let's go.
record score of 86-18 points in 2015, became by far the most prominent athlete to publicly come out as transgender. Damn, man, that's pretty crazy, yo. Like
Watch it. It's not bad.
high level. What's it called?
I think it's just called Caitlyn, most likely. It's on Netflix. But watch it with an open mind because I went in being like, oh, here we go. Like, oh, shit. This is going to
exactly.
be like some, but it's like interesting.
What do you think about this recent Chappelle? Did you watch the recent The Closer?
Yeah.
What do you think?
It was great. It just seemed like he was
He was lingering too much on the transgender thing.
well, he was just trying to, he did this probably purposefully. He was
close the book.
He was poking the bear. He was trying to be like, let's get a little bit. And I think there might have been a plan. Because look,
I promise you there's a plan.
before you go on stage, Netflix is like, let's see the jokes. You can't just go out there. So they knew this was coming. There's a plan.
In the event of Chappelle, where it's like you go on stage and they look at the footage way before it's edited, way before it comes out. But it's like Chappelle's at a point where it's like Netflix probably may word something like, please, the executive
Or
team
not.
would love if you took this out. But like, it's
Or
not like,
they might have been like, we have your back no matter what.
yeah, they're known to not give notes. They're known
Yeah.
to, that's why they make quite a bit. They got that HBO thing of like, just do good shit.
Just do it. Yeah. And
But-
I don't even think it was that funny. It was
Yeah,
like
it wasn't
special.
that. He was trying to close the book. It was like the ending of a fucking trilogy, but like it wasn't. He really is hammering hard on the transgender stuff, but like at the same time though, like publicity wise, dude, the whole world was talking about this shit.
Yeah, it
In
was
fact,
big.
I was sitting there thinking like, I watched the special twice just to watch it one time. I was like, you got to watch it right away. And then I rewatched it. And I'm like, and he does a lot of outlandish jokes throughout just almost as a demonstration to show that only the transgender stuff is gonna get. That's why he did that preacher joke of coming in the preacher's face and hitting the lesbian. It's almost like he did all these jokes just to be like, watch, nobody cares about any of these jokes. They only care about these people right here. And what's funny is one day I was sitting there on Netflix and I was just looking, and you know, Netflix is the number 10 things in Canada, right? Which are bullshit. They just, whatever's number one is them telling you, watch this thing.
This is
right? This is what you should be watching right now. But I remember right after the special came out, like a week after, and everything was hitting the fan, I looked at the 10, and like number 3 was The Closer. Number 4 was Sticks and Stones. Chappelle's like 6 specials were all in the number 10. I'm like, damn, it worked.
Wow.
He was on
all his specials. Like, let's watch his whole body of work.
Everything.
It's like a Harry Potter marathon. Let's watch all the movies.
If you find out J.K. Rowling like was just like just killing lesbians for some reason, you'd rewatch.
Well, she had some hateful speech. I can't keep track of anything.
She said something, and then it's like everyone's like, that bitch. Let's rewatch The Goblet of Fire, though.
We're doing no justice to anything. We're like, yes, Ryerson, that guy for sure. Yeah, he's a guy.
He's so.
I like the Chappelle joke about Mike Pence though, where he's like, he does a little act out where he's like, please God, make buttholes not look so great.
Yeah, right.
That's really funny.
What's funny is I don't even know Mike. I got the joke, but I don't even know Pence.
Vice President.
Like he's the one who's like supposedly gay, or he's got like.
He's not even supposedly gay. He just planted that seed. There's never been.
How? By what means?
He just made that up. He's just making a joke about how wouldn't it be funny if Mike Pence was actually gay.
The way he built into it, it almost seemed like the general culture was like, you know what I mean? Like, who was that one guy that...
All the closeted...
people that keep getting caught at orgies climbing out of windows and shit.
Politicians who are pretending to be what they're not. Yeah.
They're crazy.
He's like ultra right. He's like, yo, they're like... The skin color must be only white in this country. Like Pence. Abortions. Yeah, man. The guy before... That's why people said that Trump put him as vice president... Because they're like, you assassinate me, and then you get this guy, and so people are like, oh, fuck.
Oh, that's Chappelle's bit way back in the day. He's like black president would have a Mexican vice president for some insurance.
For insurance, you're not shooting me.
Yeah, you shoot me, then
you get this guy.
President Santiago is gonna open up the border. Isn't that right, President? See.
Yeah, I'm gonna open the border.
See,
we'll have ladders ready.
Yeah,
that's nuts, man.
Fucking crazy times. There's always a moment in the podcast where it's like you're trying to transition to the topic, and the only way to say it's even in stand-up, just crazy times. You know what I mean?
It's insane. Your eyes start rolling. I was gonna I wanted to ask you how Paris was, because I haven't left this country in 2 or more years now, and I'm starting to get antsy. Like all I've ever just been, here.
You gotta get out of the country, bro. It's awesome. It was amazing.
Because my account, so I work in sales.
My account is full.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to liquidate some of this shit. Damn.
My account manager, the guy who like helps me do my job in sales, went to Paris and he was like, never again. And this guy's French and he goes there a lot. And he went, when he was checking in, when they just got there, the hotel, there was a guy who came and asked his wife for money. She said no. And he dumped a whole coffee on her in the hotel. He thought like, we're in the hotel, like, it's like a nice hotel. I forget what it was called, but there's a good restaurant in the hotel called like Le Oiseau Blanc. It's like a Michelin star.
When they have Blanc, I believe anything. Blanc, fuck.
The white bird.
Yeah,
that's what it.
Oh shit.
So he's there. He's checking in. He's looking forward to his 2 weeks or whatever, 10 days in Paris. First thing.
Dude, that's a damn shame. That's the power of one crazy. That's not even Paris. That's one crazy person.
That's why I was like, I want to ask you, like, what's going on?
Imagine you went to Dominican right now and you're checking in and that happened. You'd be like, fuck Dominican. If you went to Italy,
anywhere,
you'd be like, fuck Italy, you know?
Yeah.
That's just the power of one crazy motherfucker. But yo, I had a good time. I've never been. So it sounds like your coworker doesn't have any of the magic of that first time you go somewhere. Mm-hmm. But it's fucking cool, man. Have you ever been to China?
I've been to Hong Kong.
Okay, you've been to Hong Kong. Okay, so yeah. I've never been to Hong Kong. I've been to Shanghai, Suzhou, these areas. But Paris has this cool thing where it's like kind of like New York and kind of like China a little bit. Like the cars they allow to be taxis are like rikishas and like models of BMWs and cars. You know those like capsule cars that have like 2 wheels and like it only fits like one person.
Yeah, so there's got to be like
they look like the Dragon Ball Z's Capsule Corp, like when they were driving on the roads.
that's wild.
You see that in Paris all
Horse
the time.
and carriage.
Everything. Like I didn't see horse and carriage, but I wouldn't be surprised.
They have it probably.
But like it's in between. Like in Shanghai, they had like normal cars too, but like the options for cabbies. You know how people will like ride a bike with the thing in the back, and like 6 variants of that type of vehicle. Where I was like, man, Paris lets anything go. You could do anything here as far as vehicle wise. I think they okay everything over here. Like I'm a car guy, so I always pay attention to what's
on
happening.
the road.
Yeah, exactly. I always pay attention to that. But it's fucking dope.
How long
the
were you
Eiffel
there?
Tower is not that impressive.
It's not?
Not that impressive. A solid week. We went to Versailles, the Palace of Versailles, which
That
is
place is nice.
dude, fucking King Louis, like 15th, 16th, bro, massive. Like this probably, I don't know if there's a price for this house, but it has to be $1 billion house.
Oh, it's like government asset or
Yeah.
something at this point. It's not like it can't be privately owned.
Apparently, Kim Kardashian had her bridal party there. Or some
Oh,
shit
the
like that.
worst.
They probably
push her in that
rent-
lake. It's
Bro.
so angular and perfect
What,
at Versailles.
Oh,
like
dude.
everything's lined up. Did you go to that Marie Antoinette garden? It's like it's in Versailles.
You're talking about the garden behind, like the Palace of Versailles?
So like at the end of that lake,
Yeah.
if you keep going like further to the right, it looks kind of mazy. It's
This is all like the backyard of the Palace of Versailles.
yeah.
Dude.
it's like farther to the right.
They used to have like ship battles there, apparently.
Oh,
and shit like
they had
that.
a lot going on there.
Dude, I paid to enter. They're milking the fuck out of it. I paid to enter
Everything's
the
to pay.
Palace of Versailles. Tickets in advance, the audio fucking experience. And the best was like, it's like a 200 room house.
It's
With
massive.
like 1 billion chandeliers, and they're like, King Louis XV was in power for 59 years, and he died a hated man. It's like, of course.
Yeah, yeah,
Look at this
yeah.
fucking place.
Look at this place.
This
And
is it
at the
kicked off the
time-
French Revolution. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like, yeah,
That was
he
a
died
huge
a
part
hated
of it,
man.
yeah.
But I went through the tour. I step in the backyard. Now you're looking at the maze, the garden, everything. And now there's another fucking ticket booth. I'm like, you gotta pay. There's a garden fucking admission.
Yeah,
I was like,
the
fuck, and
garden
it's eye
admission.
level.
I
So I'm
know.
like, fuck that shit. I can see it right over there. Like, I kind of want to pay to go in the maze, but fuck paying again, man.
It's
It
one
was
of those
only 11
things, yeah.
euros, but it was almost like
Yeah,
principal.
principal,
I was like,
yeah.
I'm not paying again. Looking back, I already trained there an hour. I should have probably done it.
You
but-
should have absolutely. I think when
Yeah.
I went, I just went.
I was
in there.
fucking mad.
I was just like, "Fuck this! I'm going in there."
Yeah, I
Did
was
you go to
mad.
like? What about Napoleon's apartment? There's one in Paris.
Apartment?
Yeah, they kept his apartment. He has like a
Epstein owns it now, or what? Like,
yeah,
or did?
yeah.
That
He's
sounds
there.
like Epstein. would have it.
The walls, everything is carpeted. So like the floors, the walls, the ceiling. It's and all the furniture is oversized.
So you've been to France? You've
I
been to
went there
Paris.
when I was like 18. I
Gotcha.
went there like
That's not bad.
a long.
So you have
time
full
ago.
memories then.
Oh, I remember like everything. I remember like going to that park in Paris, Luxembourg, and like there was like some beekeeper there. Like they just like there's a guy who has bees in the middle of the city in that park.
Yeah.
And he's just like selling the honey, and you're like, what? Imagine like
That's
Christy
weird
Pitts.
European shit.
Yeah, like Trinity Bellwoods. There's a bee farmer who's just like want to buy some Trinity. We can't have nice shit here.
No. Like people's like, how do I put this? Like people's the personal level of personal liability is so much higher over there than it is here. Here it's like, you know, it's like very European. It's to have like a second or third floor bathroom. Like let's say you have a third floor apartment. The bathroom, the window that's in the bathroom has no mesh. It's big enough for a child and you to easily jump out of.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's no one puts a mesh there. That's like some European thing where it's like, if you jumped out, you're an idiot.
They
Like there's no
don't- yeah.
suing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but no one does. That's why they drink at like 15 or some shit.
They're drinking constantly in Paris. They're drinking constant. I went to the zoo. The zoo was empty. I'm coming towards the cafe to exit the zoo. By the way, never go to the Paris Zoo. It's garbage. Well, I don't know. My girl wanted to go there, but fucking whatever. Empty zoo. We're
Paris
leaving.
Zoo.
We're leaving, bro. The cafe of like in the zoo packed. Everyone has wine. It's like fucking 1 p.m. on a Tuesday. I'm like, did you guys fucking see the baboons at least? What
Yeah.
the fuck? Are you here just to like? You gotta pay to come in to even sit here. What the fuck?
Did you guys lock your love in one of those boxes or whatever?
We wanted to, but apparently, like
river?
in advance, we're like, oh, we'll go to the locked thing.
I think it's a curse.
But they're cutting them down. They don't want you to do it. There's all these like Africans there selling locks. You know what I mean?
Of course,
everything is a hustle.
Oh yeah.
And we're just
it starts to rain. They bust out umbrellas. You're like, how the fuck did these guys get umbrellas this quickly?
Yeah. Fahim Anwar has a bit about that, where it's like Mexicans in America, they sell shit before you even need it.
You even need it, yeah. They're like, it's actually like that. In
he's
Italy,
like
I remember that.
Plane going down. There's a Mexican going
with a shield. Yeah.
Parachute.
Yeah.
Senor, parachute for the lady.
They're so good at that. And then
they have everything.
The cops come. They have a bed sheet, and they just tie it up and they're gone.
Sudan is the same thing. That's the best part.
Amazing.
That's the thing about Paris. It's like a little bit of Africa in Europe.
Yeah.
It's like and a little bit of China in Europe. It's like they operate how they operate in those countries in an unadulterated way, and they just dip. When like any sort of heat comes, they just dip. It's so funny.
My parents bought all that stuff. My mom had like
there was like Eiffel
a bag.
Towers for a
there's
euro.
a bag like a purse, and my mom's like trying it on, and she's like looking in like the reflection of like one of the stores to be like, is this a nice bag? And then like the French police roll up, they dip, and my mom just has this bag now, and she's like, "Where'd they go? We got to pay them for this." And we just kind of waited it out, and they came back, and
they came back.
Yeah, they came back, and they're like, anyway, they acted like nothing happened.
They're going to get coffee. Yeah.
They're like, oh, they packed and they like jumped fences and they were doing backflips and shit. We're like, where are they going? I had no idea.
Sudan one time, and like the same thing in Khartoum in the capital. But it's like, imagine half of the market. Like, it's an established market, but along the perimeter of the market, there's all the sheet guys.
Yeah.
Everyone's got a sheet. And then when the cops come, because I guess there's not even permits. They just are going to demand you pay them a bribe, right? And they don't want to pay the bribe, I'm assuming. Yeah, it's a tax. But, bro, you'd see like 15, 20 people just with the sheet running over like a stampede. Yeah. Like a fucking Lion King stampede.
That's wild. You guys went to the Louvre, right? Like,
we had
inside,
to. Yeah.
What's going on with the Mona Lisa? Because when I was there, it wasn't covered, and you could just go up to it and look at it. There was just like a person standing beside it saying no pictures.
You can even get pictures now. I think they just they request no flash.
No flash, okay.
Because it's like a picture would be crazy. The flash, you're thinking, oh, it deteriorates the paint with a billion flashes. That's kind of what they're going for. But imagine having no flash and be like, no pictures. It's like, I paid to come in. I took a picture of everything, but not this one.
Yeah.
But no. But now it's like a crazy airport S line.
Oh, to like, approach it?
Just to stand in front of it. And everyone is just, no one's even looking at it. You see it from the line.
Wow.
It's like this big. You're seeing it. You just want to be as close to possible. Turn around and get your friend to take a picture, and then you switch. That's so
more
stupid.
Civilized. When I went, it was just like everybody would be just pushing to get to the front. Like, so they push you and whoever out of the way to get up to the
Dude,
Mona
that's
Lisa.
like the Kaaba in Saudi Arabia. It's like it's got like a stone in it. It's like a black stone. I forget. It's got like all this hadith, like religious significance. So touching it is like good luck. It's good. And people die trying to reach it. Because like 1 million people go to Hajj, right? Yeah, they're like climbing over trying to touch this this stone, dude. It's crazy. And they had the velvet ropes in the Louvre. But the Louvre is like so funny because...
it's huge.
It's fucking massive. And I spent hours in there. And eventually we were like, okay, where's the Mona Lisa? And then we asked like 3 people. And like, bro... I realized Louvre employees are just telling people how to get to the Mona Lisa all day. Because I got so many passive-aggressive responses when I was like, where's the Mona Lisa?
They're like, oh my God.
I saw it. I saw everything else. I looked at everything else, bro. Fuck.
But they want you to be like, where's Monet? Or where's like Van Gogh? Or where's like the other artists of that era?
It's like, this thing is fucking massive. Like, I never would have realized like how big this is. And I don't even think I saw half of it. It just got to a point where I was like, this is hours of walking and appreciating.
You can't see it all.
And I was like, okay, let's see the Mona Lisa and get the fuck out of here. And there's a gift shop immediately after the Mona Lisa.
There's always a gift shop.
The exit is right after the Mona Lisa. They know the game. They're
smart, yeah, because you feel like, oh my God, I saw it. Wow.
And the gift shop is all Mona Lisa shit.
Did you see the Middle Eastern stuff? There's a good like Middle Eastern. There's like a good Egyptian.
Oh yeah, I went to Egyptian stuff. The giant paintings that fucking Napoleon robbed. And shit like that. Like,
there's good stuff.
There's a lot of really really dope stuff. But like, as stupid as it sounds, there is this weird cultural significance with the Mona Lisa where you're like, if I paid for a Louvre fucking admission ticket, I gotta see the Mona Lisa. I gotta see the thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. I gotta see the thing. And it's not an impressive painting by any means. And they give you a breakdown of why it's so impressive and like They're
not.
like, the Mona Lisa was not even finished. If you look at the back, you can see there are 4 different types of backgrounds, and this was not even penciled in. And it was like the wife of a random merchant. Da Vinci knew it was like a random bitch. I thought it was like she was like
she's just somebody
royalty or some shit.
And she smiles like every girl in our generation.
Yeah, right. Just like maybe
barely. Text me. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I might not answer. Yeah, it's like that. Like straight up. Yeah, it's such a weird one. It's just because it blew up, because if anybody puts enough attention onto something, they're like, no, this is actually really good. It's just hype.
Exactly. It's the same. It's the same thing with Will Smith.
You just have to attach a story. Like the Van Gogh paintings at the time, no one gave a fuck. But then later they're like, well, yeah, he cut his ear off and sent it to.
It was crazy. He was manic.
He was crazy.
He was manic, really?
And he was seeing things, and he was like hallucinating, and that's why his paintings are like kind of weird, because he like could see the wind blow, and he would like try to like
smoking opium. I bet
He was just high as fuck.
Yeah,
he was just like, he was walking around eating mushrooms. Like,
that's
probably what he was doing. He's like, ooh, green. And then he's like painting some
Gringo
shit.
in my mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
Starry night. He's got the biggest pupils.
Yeah, wallahi. And he just goes off. Like, it's just crazy, man. It's like, I don't know.
I had a buddy who took philosophy. Like, back when I was in high school, I worked at Best Buy. And one of the guys who worked at Best Buy, he took like philosophy in university. And he was just like, how all these old Chinese philosophers, they just smoked opium and were like writing. Like,
yeah, that's
so much of philosophy is just
pure
like
shit.
This is what I feel. You are if you ain't. Like,
all those Persian poets were high as fuck.
Is opium big in like high by like opium high or what?
I mean, it's not like, it's definitely like a painkiller.
Actually, maybe it's Afghan Kush. Actually, no, that's Afghanistan.
Yeah, but they smoke it. They smoke opium. Apparently, it smells really bad.
Opium?
Yeah, when you burn it, when you smell it, it smells like burning tires.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
That's weird, because you would think that it would have, because it's naturally occurring. So you would think, because tires is super synthetic rubber. So you would think.
But it's similar in smell, apparently. It smells like nasty.
Every time you see a depiction of an opium den, it looks exactly like a hookah cafe. Yeah. They smoke them all out of like, Asian dudes on those Moroccan seating. Like horizontal.
Just like sleeping, sitting up.
Like that guy is... that guy's a Nobel laureate philosopher.
That guy's fucked.
He's doing research. Look, he's drooling on himself.
That guy used to work at GM in Detroit. Now he's here in this cafe smoking.
He did some yoga, got touched by one of these yogis,
and now he's changed forever.
I'm gonna go do philosophy.
That's good, man. I need
you
to get out there.
You gotta travel. You gotta get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
It feels so good. We got rejected on the way in, huh? Like not on the way into. My girlfriend's fucking passport. You know when they say have 3 months of additional time past your expiration date.
Oh, yeah.
They're not playing with that shit.
Oh, really?
She was 2 months, 22 days. The whole system rejected the passport. They're swiping, and there's something wrong. And I knew her shit wasn't 3 months. So I was just smiling. I wasn't going to say anything.
That
and I was like,
sucks.
Because you would think in your head, you'll be like, two months, 22 days. Come on, let me in.
Yeah.
But no, the system rejects it. Some guy had to come over. She was waiting on a supervisor. Guy comes over in a reflective vest. He goes, oh, here, press regulatory. I'm like, oh, we're fucked. Oh, yeah. We're fucked. Press regulatory? That's not good.
The alarm bells. Mew.
Yeah, she's like, oh, yeah, no. She's like, this says December. You need 3 months. See how this says December? It needs to say January. I'm like, bitch, we're
here. We're here, so.
They sent us home.
Wow.
We had to fucking do the overnight passport and found another flight out of Montreal, drove to Montreal.
Oh, my God, just to still be on this trip.
Because it's vacation, right?
I know.
You ever had that happen to you?
Never.
Bro, you don't unpack your bag. I'm wearing all my ripped up socks and boxers. I'm like, just find a flight. I'm not unpacking shit.
That's wild. I mean, every airport you go to, some of the ones that were memorable for me, like when I went to like Asia and did that little tour.
You did the Southeast Asia, the fucking standard post-graduation tour?
Well, I was like 26 or 27 at this point.
This is an early midlife crisis. Huh?
No, it's my friends are like, you going on this sex tour? I'm like, no. I'm just going to like Sri Lanka and like Thailand and Singapore.
And then back to Thailand.
And back to Thailand, a bunch more. Yeah. And then spending getting massages.
Yeah, it's been in Thailand a while.
Dude, all those airports then, 2017, had those heat infrared, like for your temperature. So like in Korea, in Japan,
just
in Singapore,
if you're sick generally.
And it's like a giant thing that you pass through. And it just scans everybody's heat. Like you don't stop and they don't like do the gun thing.
Yeah.
It's like a infrared.
Like it's intelligent. It
Like
can do
moves
many at a
around with
time.
everybody who was walking through. It would just like scan. You could see yourself on a big screen, and you could see your temperature, like you were infrared.
Oh, like when they do the fucking sting operations, like
Those
the
YouTube
SWAT
videos.
teams?
Yeah.
Actually,
You would see that on the screen. You
like
see yourself
green,
as
red, and the heart area
Where's the
is really
hardest
red?
part? Yeah, of your body.
No way.
And you'd go through it, and they would just be, and there'd be a guy looking at the screen. And then if there was a quarantine room, this is 2017. So like the Koreans, the Japanese,
They're
knew.
way ahead
They're
of
like,
this.
yo, China's bringing in some viruses, straight up. And if you were sick, they were not fucking around.
What would they do? They would just put you in the
They
quarantine.
quarantine you, and then they just wait it out and be like, well, we
And
gotta
you
figure out what this
continue
is.
on your travels, or they send you home.
I don't know. They quarantine you, and then I never got quarantined. I didn't have a fever. I didn't even know. I was
What
like,
the fuck
what
happens
the
to
hell?
those people?
They also they like search all my shit. Like I had a beard then, and like I'm
Yeah.
traveling like
That's on
backpacking.
you though. You got to trim the
Yeah.
beard before you travel.
The
Come on.
Japanese were like, okay, hold on. they went through everything, and then they apologized. They're like, sorry, we did this to you.
They apologize. Damn.
They were bowing. They're like, you're good.
I've
You're
never
good.
seen that.
It was nice.
I've never heard of that because Americans specifically, they love that thing where they're like they'll inconvenience you and just be like, I am in the position of power. An apology is not. It's like a bad father. It's like fucking up big time, but not even just being my bad.
I was flying to New York once, and I declared that I had fruits or farm. You know how they just lump all that shit in one? It's like, do you have grass or greens? I had an
fucking
apple.
fruit.
I had an apple, and the guy was like, let me see the apple. And he like took it and he like looked at it. I guess because like sometimes the cartel cut them open, stuff them. Yeah. So he was looking for
There's
evidence.
just a seam in the
He's
middle.
holding my apple, and then he gives it back to me, and I'm like, I'm not eating this
Take
anymore.
a bite out of it. This is two guys come with M16s.
Do it.
Sir, take a bite out of the apple.
Do it now.
No, but I'm full.
No.
Yeah. Like,
He like took the sticker and looked at it, and I'm like, wow, this is very extra.
bro, apples, cocaine, that's the main way that they're smuggling cocaine is in the fucking
Through the apples,
dude.
through the Red Prince apples from Metro.
Yeah, bro. They're like, that one ambrosia. They always smuggle with gala apples.
They always
and
do
Red
it,
Delicious.
Yeah, exactly. Those Granny Smith, look out. That's where they have the fentanyl.
Yeah, it's like, Granny Smith, down.
Take them down.
When I don't know if you remember this, but I went to Sudan in 2009. Do you remember there was a Nigerian terrorist attempt? A fucking Nigerian dude put an underpants bomb on, and
Maybe.
and it didn't go down. It like blew up in his crotch and like just set a fire to his crotch.
Oh, good.
And like it didn't. Yeah, exactly. Just karma immediately. You know
And
what
he
I mean?
was in Sudan trying this out?
No. He was on a flight.
Oh.
He flew from. He flew out of on the way to America. I'm not even 100% sure where he was going, but he flew out of Amsterdam, the Netherlands, right? So I flew from Toronto to the Netherlands to Sudan. I connected in the Netherlands. I'm in Sudan 2 weeks for Christmas break. He does this attempt like halfway when I'm there. And now when I fly, and then they fired 300 employees from that airport because he got through. Which
Wow.
is crazy to think. Like
In Amsterdam.
in Amsterdam, yeah. It's like
Big ass airport.
it's a big ass
a
airport, but
hub.
you would think they would like fire. They would go back and like look through the footage and like,
Find exactly, yeah.
and maybe you would think it's a handful of people, but 300 people, I don't get it. But like they fired a huge amount of people, and I flew back through it. Now this is 1 week since it's happened, and I've never seen such a military presence in a fucking airport.
They just almost had a incident.
like
a
dude,
bad-
fucking like MP5s and German Shepherds everywhere.
Oh,
Like,
just waiting.
You're just literally like at a gate sitting.
But
It's
a
just
lot of
fucking
places are like
assault
that, man.
rifles and dogs. You're like, fuck.
Anywhere that there's a big. When I was in Venice, there was like full like military Italian soldiers.
Oh, like Europe does that.
They
Paris
just have
too,
them,
right
yeah.
next to the Eiffel Tower.
They just
and they
have
love to
guys.
hold their. I did a whole bit about it in Paris.
Yeah.
How they have like T-Rex arms. Like
Yeah, yeah.
here they just stand like this, like at ease. There they hold them up like this. They got them just braced
just
and
being
ready.
cute, yeah.
Yeah, it's all about like
Croissant.
it's all about the image of it and the optics of safety. Just like, and they're all recruits. You can see they all just did basic training. They're all 19.
Oh, yeah,
and their
for
buzz
sure.
cut is still fresh.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've been there. Like,
I've been
I know
there.
You're
I know you.
already, you just finished. This is
was
is
you.
part of standard military duty. There
Oh,
is
the worst.
bullshit like fucking street parole shit where they just and I went up to I have a picture with the guy. I'm like, yo, can I get a picture? And he goes, he's a black guy. I was waiting for the black guy. And he goes, and then I just had
You
have
did
a
it
picture of
anyways.
me being like, and him being like, oh my.
That's so good. So you thought the Eiffel Tower was whatever.
Did you see the Eiffel Tower?
Yeah, I mean, like you get out at that subway station, you're up those big
I didn't
steps.
go up the Eiffel Tower.
No, there's like a subway station that when you exit, there's like that terrace area. There's like a flat area where there's stairs that lead down to the garden that leads up to the Eiffel Tower. Like a lot of people get their pictures there. They just sit on that ledge.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
from
I
there,
didn't,
it's
I didn't
kinda
exit
cool.
from there, but I came from the other side of the Seine River or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have a bunch of pictures from there because that's the whole trip. It's like if you don't,
Day or night? Were you there at night or during the day?
I both. Like we were there for a solid week.
Did they light it up?
They
And
lit
was,
it
like,
up,
flashing and-
like fucking looked like it looked like the premiere of a movie with the light circling and surprisingly beautiful at night. I had no idea. Like we were just trying to go
It's
to
probably
the
better at night.
There's a Ferris wheel, a big Ferris that apparently is not there in October because we went looking for it where it's supposed to be and it's not
It's just
there.
in maintenance.
Yeah, there was no Ferris wheel at all.
Wow.
Like where a Ferris wheel is supposed to be, there's no Ferris wheel.
Where is it?
Yeah. So we get there,
So
but
you make your own.
right next to it, like, we're just like, babe, let's just roll, I guess.
For our experience.
But in the distance, you could see like the Eiffel Tower lit up. You're like, damn, that's actually pretty sexy right now. Shit.
It's nice. But it's like,
But
again,
it's like an old hunk of junk. Doesn't it look like way too much? An excess amount of metal was used. Like,
it's just this thing. It's just like a monument. I think it's what it stands for. It's not even about freedom or like America. Like
I think it was a gift. Wasn't it a gift?
It
or like it
no,
was the
it
Paris Fair, the Paris World Fair, or something like that.
I feel like no, there was like an engineering project, and it was like the biggest thing at the time. And they were like, he could never do it. The guy who designed it and built it. Like I think that's maybe what it was, because I know that the Statue of Liberty is like France's gift to America.
Yeah.
But then I don't think America ever gave them anything. They're just like,
no, I don't think it was
sick.
I think they built it for like Paris had like the World Fair. They would like
Maybe, yeah. I mean, you
magnetize
were
all
just
the
there. You would know for
geniuses.
sure.
I googled it quickly.
Yeah.
There wasn't a plaque or anything.
But it's like the white girl's trophy or like
Oh,
the white girl's mecca. They go there and they sit in that garden. They're like, we're here.
Oh,
we did
wine
it.
and a baguette.
And they're just trying to get the picture and throw it up and be like, see, boys, this is what I want. I want to go to Paris and have an easy life for nothing. I want to put in no effort but have the best time. Sit under this thing. Baguettes every day. Chocolate covered.
The whole city smells like
croissants.
piss.
Yeah, bring me a latte and then go away. Bring me a bottle of wine later.
But I was saying this though. I do like that over there. There's no tip culture. So when you give someone a tip,
They're
when you
French, yeah.
Oh, they're so happy.
Did you have like the
give them a
donaire?
10% tip?
Did you go nuts on the shawarma and all that?
I loved it. I had donaire probably twice, but we were actually trying to eat like, what are the good restaurants?
Oh, yeah,
and
that's
like,
smart.
let's actually like, and I don't have the money to do this. I put myself in the credit card, but I was like, why not? You're
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
I don't want to just be eating donaires and shawarma all day. Like I'm eating it here.
Yeah, but it is particularly good there. too.
Solid. But we
It
went
is
to
two
this
different
one
trips
place.
though. Like if dudes, like when guys go,
100%.
and then when girls
It's
go,
pure donaire.
oh yeah, girls are like shopping. Like I'm sure you guys maybe.
We shop. My girl's not like a very girly girl like that. So we went shopping once or twice. Went to the Champs-Élysées.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Champs-Élysées, like the main
Champs-Élysées.
strip of like the sexy boutiques.
And then there's that
shit.
Arc de Triomphe.
The Triumph. Yeah. We did that, but we weren't like shopping constantly. But you're right. When you're with boys, bro, you just like it's all McDonald's, donaire,
Yeah,
and just
beers, yeah,
fucking
Cronen-
beer. Yeah, drink
Cronenbergs.
money and like stupid excursion. Like
Yeah,
type of
Moulin
money.
Rouge. Let's go see what this like Moulin place is about.
We
The red light
stayed right
district.
next to Moulin Rouge, like our hotel, our second hotel, or whatever you want to call it, more like a fucking hostel, was right next to it. And I walked right by it, and I looked inside. I'm like, those tickets look pricey. This was like the last day or two where we're in like
You're
thousands.
just burning the budget. Yeah, You're
we're
just
done.
like, the
we're done.
budget's gone,
Financially,
yeah.
we're good. We're done.
The bank's
We're
calling
just-
you. They can't get a
We're
hold
just
of you.
walking.
Abbas,
No,
what are you
RBC
doing?
is constant texting. Did you
Yeah.
reply yes if you discharge
what
this?
What the fuck are you doing out there?
But we're just walking by like, that looks pricey right now. There's like 9 doors to exit. I'm like, that's a lot of doors. I don't think we have the money to afford a place with this many exit doors.
I hear you.
It's like the fucking
Some of those
Rogers
things you
Center
gotta
over there.
just pull the plug.
I know we would have at the beginning, but like, fuck, dude.
It's too much. I remember when I went to Rome, and when I got to the Vatican,
I've never been.
like I looked at it and like I saw the line and like how much tickets cost and like people like you got to go in and look at the mural. Like, oh my god, it's
Like the
I didn't even
Sistine
go.
Chapel?
I didn't even care. I just turned around. I went to a different one.
How big was the line?
It was huge.
Like Boxing Day,
Like
Canada. Like
yeah, like it was like 2 hours.
300. Oh fuck.
Like
that
it was.
shit.
You can ask, and they're like, yeah, the queue's like a few hours, so like hang out. And I'm like, no, doesn't matter.
2 to 3, maybe 4 hours.
Yeah, it's just timing. But like I went and Notre Dame wasn't burned down, so I got to do the Notre Dame thing at that time.
Oh, you can go in it back then.
Yeah, you could go walk through it.
Oh, yeah.
That was
that's
interesting.
Funny. Well, I went, it was scaffolded hard and fucking, they put a hard, like you could tell it's a temporary partition, like way around it, like with the fucking, not barbed wire. The type of barbed wire they had, that I've never even seen it. It wasn't, usually they have like a roll and like pricklies. This had the fucking like spikes of like an embassy, like
stay the fuck away from
Jesus
this.
Christ.
I know.
Who's climbing over this to go like I want to go to Notre Dame?
The
Like,
asbestos abatement team. Like
yeah, right. Like yo, I gotta get in there. Fuck that shit.
All those European cities though, they have something like that. Barcelona's got the Sagrada Familia, like this holy,
like a giant church.
It's a huge church, but it's like 75 euros and like a 2-hour wait. And then there's like a VIP option. Like if you came in from Hong Kong, you could just, money's nothing to you and you can pay like 500 euros and get in immediately.
Yeah.
And when I saw that, I'm like, fuck this. I'll go to like some local church and walk around and close my eyes and pretend I went there.
I know, and it's not even like there's a choir in there being like, like all in harmony.
There's nothing going on there. It's a tourist location. Yeah.
No, it's just a bunch of candles.
Yeah. There's
and
like
maybe a holy man being like,
yeah.
well, where's your ticket? You're good. Okay.
Yeah. No.
Hello, my son.
There's
Can I see your stamp?
Yeah.
Can I see your stamp, my son?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
good. You're good to go.
Yeah. Yeah. He farts on you. It's like it's not special. I did all the other stuff.
This isn't like you actually have toured the shit out of Europe then. I've never been to Barcelona. I've never been to Rome. I did Milan, but I'd rather do like Venice and Rome. But
Venice, I wouldn't even recommend.
Oh,
It's
fuck
so
Venice?
yeah, the water.
Touristy to the
Yeah,
max?
it's so touristy.
I want to do Hola Vida, Randa Bagadita, and
Yeah,
like,
you can get one of those Randa Bagita guys to sing for you like anywhere.
oh, not a little boat's not needed.
There's tons of little towns in Italy where they have gondola stuff going on.
Oh, it's not just Venice.
I mean, I'm sure Venice is like the big one, but I promise you, if there's a canal, there's someone singing and paddling. Like,
Wearing a striped red and white shirt. Alla Maruda,
Yeah.
Margarita pizza.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Have some pasta. Straight up.
What's your favorite country you've traveled to in Europe?
In Europe.
Yeah. I don't want to just ask you your favorite. What's your favorite country?
My favorite place I've ever been was probably Sri Lanka. That place was nice. Man.
Really? I've never been
Yeah.
to Sri Lanka.
That was nice.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's small, so you can really like see everything. I spent like a month and a little bit there. I went
In Sri Lanka?
Yeah, I
God
went
damn.
everywhere. It was nuts, man. It's so nice.
Were you there with any Sri Lankans?
No, I was there with a friend. He's from Regina. Shout out to Dan.
Regina, Saskatchewan?
Yeah.
Did you have any Indians, Bengalis, anything? Like anything off Sri Lankan?
No, I was just nearby. I think
That's so
I was
funny.
in. I think
It's the guy from the
I
prairies.
flew in from Malaysia, and
Yeah.
it was like a 3-hour flight. I looked it up, and I'm like, "Fuck it, let's go to Sri Lanka." When's
What's
the next
it-
time I'll be out here?
What's so sick about Sri Lanka?
They have 23 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. They have like amazing temples. Like they have Buddha's footprint in this mountain temple in Adam's Peak. Like Buddha went up there, put his foot down in like some clay, and it's still there. Like they have
Literally?
they have Buddha's tooth in the Capitol and this.
How big? What kind of shoe size? Do you think
Massive.
Buddha had? Yeah.
They like embellish though.
Oh, okay,
you could
yeah.
tell like he slid his foot.
Buddha was
through.
bigger than Shaq.
Yeah,
apparently.
it's literally a Shaq footprint.
Yeah.
And like
Buddha
there's
was a size 23.
it's like a 4-hour hike up that mountain. You got to do it in the morning. They have a ceremony. It's wild, man. Sri Lanka's so underrated. And
Really?
It's great. Yeah.
I've never heard someone
Nicest
say-
beaches in the south, and the water's so clean. And also, there is a
I thought
tour.
Sri Lanka, to be honest, was third world.
I mean, it's not. It's developing for sure. It's not
Safe?
like the Ritz at all. It's safe. Yeah. I mean, like it's safe.
I mean, for me, I never am worried about that because I'm like a fucking black
They're
guy.
nice people, yeah. They're
But,
nice
like-
people. Yeah, it's like obviously girls. I saw a lot of girls who were by themselves traveling. They were kind of being like harassed a little bit, yeah. But some of the girls were there for like I saw a lot of German girls who were just there and they were trying to have a Sri Lankan boyfriend for like a week or two.
German girls go around the world.
They go off,
trying to
man.
get.
They go off.
They're in Jamaica like crazy.
They do wild shit, man. The Dutch girls and the German girls
Yeah, they
overseas
just-
are nuts.
I don't know what it is about German guys, but German girls are leaving the country in the by the fleet load.
Yeah, and they
just
get
trying
money
to get
from-
men like in fucking the Caribbean, Africa,
They
like
take
Ghana.
experiencing. They take that seriously. They're like experience life and whatever.
Oh, they're not even just trying to hook up. They're like looking for like
They're
looking for a
crazy
partner
shit, man.
outside of Germany.
They're
You
doing
know what I
crazy
mean?
shit.
They're like, look, that Hitler thing is just still fucking with us. and we just trying to end that shit now. She's like, if I have a kid that's like a colored, then Hitler never existed.
But it was wild, man. I would see like German girls being like followed by like Sri Lankan men, you know,
like big mustache.
They're just because like she might have hooked up with him the night before, and then he's like, "Oh,
she's
this
like,
is my
Raj,
rule." Yeah.
it's enough. It was one night.
Well, he wants to go to Germany.
Please get in.
Yeah, take me with you. Yeah, he's
I've
straight
quit
up.
my job.
Straight
I have
up.
applied for the visa. Get in.
Straight up, it was crazy, dude. For a whole month, and dude, I'm telling you, the beaches there are better than anything I've ever seen in the
better
Caribbean.
than Cancun.
Better than all that
Cuba.
shit. Better than all that shit.
Like the sand is whiter. The water is clear.
It's just and the water's so warm and it's so nice. And like I went scuba diving and I was just looking at shit that I couldn't believe. Like the reef out there is healthy and there's like, again, this is like 5 years ago, so maybe we've managed as a species to fuck that up too.
Probably.
But
it's
it
like
was
80% dead now.
But it was, man, in Indonesia, in Bali, I used to wake up in the morning to watch the hotel staff take the garbage in bags in their boats into the ocean and dump the garbage there. Because you're on an
Would
island.
they empty the garbage or just dump it with the bag?
Cut the bag open and shake it out.
Actually.
Yeah.
It's like just drop it in with the bag. Why shake it out? It's
All
like,
those
the
islands.
bag does not biodegrade in the water.
They don't
It's
give
like,
a fuck. Yeah, they're idiots.
It's like, toss it with
was
the bag.
worst. I didn't even want to, because you have to drink bottled water.
Yeah.
And I just felt bad.
parasites and shit.
So I would drink beer a lot because beer is like a glass.
The alcohol is in it. Yeah.
Well, it's a glass. It's in a glass, and I wouldn't feel as bad as like because I know they dump these plastic.
It's going into the ocean.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm like, well, glass maybe is not as bad as like plastic bottles because these start to break down slowly, and then they become like millions and millions of pieces of plastic. The fish eat it, but glass, I think glass just kind of hangs out forever, and just stays in that state.
Shatters and
but
becomes
stays in that
sand
state.
again or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So I would try to drink a lot of beer.
Damn, man.
was
I didn't know you were such
dehydrated
a
as
humanitarian.
When you see something like that,
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah,
what the
yeah.
hell are these idiots doing? Even I found out that when you flush the toilet, there's no plumbing. It just goes into the ocean on the other side of the island.
Wow.
On the other side,
the ocean's fucking huge though, right? So it's like you don't have to worry about this for
but the
years.
toilet paper's out there floating around and all this other shit.
No,
and yeah, whatever
that's
people are
fucking
flushing.
disgusting.
Yeah, but on the other side, that's why if you ever walked around one of those like little Indonesian islands, like I went to a bunch of the little ones and the Thai islands. When you get to the other side, where like there's no beach, it's just like big palm trees and there's no beach at all. It's hard to get there.
Piles of shit.
Shit everywhere.
Human shit.
Stinky shit.
Jesus.
Because no one swims on that side. It's so because tourism is really, really crippling these places.
But their entire economies depend on it, don't they?
It's a weird double-edged sword. They shut down. So in Bali, there's these two little tiny or three islands. It's like one's called Gili Air, one's called Gili Meno, and another one's called like Gili Trawangan, something like that. They shut them down because so many people were coming there, and they're like, "Yo, this place is full of shit. There's garbage. It looked like a concentration camp. Literally, it was so bad. The roads were like destroyed. There's nothing. That whole place was crumbling. Literally was crumbling.
As a result of the tourism.
Because there's just so many Australians coming to party there for the weekend because Indonesia is very close to Australia.
Yeah.
So they'd fly in and they'd just like party like crazy and there'd be beer
Australians
cans.
are just loud,
They don't
drinking
give a
everywhere
fuck.
in the world.
They don't give a fuck. I was in Indonesia on Australia Day, which is like January 25th or 26th. They were literally driving motorcycles into the ocean. Like they were just doing the stupidest shit.
Seriously?
Yeah, they were just like hammered. There's no rules there. They just do whatever they want.
It's Australia Day there?
It's Australia Day.
In
like
Australia?
Canada, imagine Canada Day.
Gotcha.
And we were there.
Gotcha.
For Canada Day.
And it's how long is the flight?
2-3 hours. It's like going to, what's it called?
Miami?
Yeah, like Miami.
Further.
It's
a
literally
little further for us, but like that type of vibe. We're going to
to South Beach. Yeah.
Yeah.
Except
like the Keys.
More shitting and everywhere and drinking and partying.
And the dynamic of being like, we're Australians in Southeast Asia.
And it's our
anything.
Independence Day or whatever.
Yeah.
It's Australia Day. It's Canada Day. It's whatever.
Australians are doing that type of shit all over the world, yo.
They're a good time for sure.
Sober Australians are a good time, and then super drunk Australians are loud as fuck and just rowdy. Like all of the bro culture. All of the things that we attach to American bro and frat culture is really just drunk tourist Australians.
And the British.
Yeah.
The British
seem to be like a little less like the British seem to be just a little more like composed. Like they're loud, as in like they always talk loud. They're always sarcastic, but the fucking Australians are just like amped and they're just fucking there to just like
not fuck shit up. Man.
yeah.
But the British too, man. They don't get a.
I mean,
they don't
they're
get
just
a pass.
Australians are just British, pretty much.
They don't get a pass. I stayed in a hostel in Indonesia that was all Swedish. So it was owned by Swedes.
They're like making their beds and shit.
I literally remember when I was checking in, I got there at night and I passed by the hot tub and there was like maybe 15 blonde Swedish women in this hot tub. And I was like, have I died and gone to heaven? Like, brother, is this?
They're like, is this Irani?
Yeah. It was, I literally had to do a double take. Like, oh.
Yeah. Excuse me, ladies, is there room for one more? They're like hardcore lesbians.
Cannonball. Yeah.
No. No, Mace, no. They all took
they
a
were all
Me Too
cool.
course and shit.
It was wild. I've never seen tanned Swedish women in my life. They tan well and they have the blondest hair and the bluest eyes, and you're just like lost.
Brother, you got that Aryan wet dream, huh?
You're like, yo, hold my phone. take a picture of me.
There's something about being like ethnic, where it's like the white girl, blonde hair, blue eyes is like kind of the crown jewel.
Well,
you know
what
I mean? It's like it's not even that like that's the best. It's just like there's something in the fucking culture where it's like if I can get her, I can get anything in between.
Isn't
it kind of weird like that?
It is the golden quest, I guess.
Tanned Swedish chicks.
Oh yeah, you're gonna find some weird porn, but that's on you. That's on your.
No. I just wrote chicks. When you go chicks,
yeah, you're good.
Yeah. If I wrote amateurs, that's a different story.
Uh-oh.
And it still is porn. Damn, this chick, white model Emma, accused of... No, that chick is just
accusations?
Yeah, that's a appropriation. It was like 20 girls that look like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, oh man, I wish... I have it like in my memory forever. Like I don't know what she's about, but wild, dude. It's crazy shit, man.
Let's fucking end on that. Tan Swedish chicks.
Moonlight parties.
What's a moonlight party?
So in Thailand they have like this like lunar celebration every time like the moon like farts and does something. They have like a beach party. You know, like you ever see this video?
Fuck fest?
No, like flamethrowers and people paint themselves. They glow in dark. Yeah, they do.
It's like the Hawaii Honolulu vibes thing where it's like they're on the beach fire and stuff.
They don't dry their mushrooms out there, so they make them fresh and they mix them in smoothies. So they actually have like...
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, they call them magic mushroom smoothies or something, and then, you know, it's not as strong because you have to dry it out. Yeah, you got to dry it out.
Amsterdam's the same. They give it to you very moist, and you eat 10 grams.
And you're like,
and it's good, but it's like when you eat 3 grams of our shit, you're gone to space.
Yeah, you're talking to the El Diablo. you're talking to all the devils, the northern devil,
That's the best part is every time I've traveled in the world, I've almost realized like, wow, the best shit is in Canada.
Yeah, our weed is much better.
The weed is the best, hands down.
Yeah, Amsterdam's weed's like weed.
It's garbage. It's because it's so like moderated and like.
So it is here too. It's just
just as of now, right? Yeah. But we had such a big weed culture before legalization, and like the BC, I think it's like very optimal climate for it and stuff like that. It's just like the culture of weed is so big here, and there it's just like. People come there there it's like the Vegas of weed, you know what I mean?
You're going there to take the picture with you holding that lava cake and you're like, and then you don't really get that stoned. Exactly. You get stoned here, man.
It's like thinking you're going to get the best alcohol in Vegas. You're not. You're getting the watered down because they know people are coming to pay. That's the same thing as weed in Amsterdam.
I realized that in Florida, in Orlando, the Budweiser pack of like the 2-4 is like 12 or 15, like something really cheap. And you're like, how can they have this much beer for this cheap? But when you look into it, you're like, these are like lights. These are like 3%ers.
Yeah,
they're not even
drinking them like water.
They're just waters. Yeah. And then you're like, oh, well, that's why.
So you got to drink 12 to just...
There's no point. Yeah. Just go and get yourself a Bacardi.
Yeah, exactly. Just fuck that shit. But anyways, brother, look into this camera and let the people know where to find you, homie.
On the ISIS website, if you click on
he's on there about me.
If you go on the bio, you can
meet our team.
The drop down list, yeah, exactly. Under professionals, you'll find me. You got to filter by Faraz, and you'll see my profile there. I think I'm holding Yazidi baby or something. I'm not sure. Find me on Instagram, GypsyTier69. That's where you can find me.
I love if you didn't even say that the Instagram stuff. You just stopped there. He's on there, but yeah, GypsyTiers69. As always, scroll down. His info will be in the description. Catch my man in Toronto doing stand-up all the time. Again, thank you for the shout out on Absolute. I got a show there tonight.
Thank you,
Trying to
brother.
get in
Have a
on
good
their
show.
roster.
Yeah.
You know?
Have a good show, man. It's going to be fun.
From my end, as always, support the show directly at patreon.com/the Immigrant Section. The street interviews, full versions. There's weekly bonus episodes every Friday. All that. Check out patreon.com/the Immigrant Section. Faraz, thank you for reaching, homie.
My brother.
I appreciate you.
You better follow this guy. Otherwise, wallahi, you're gay.
Wallahi. Anyways, until next time, peace.